how do you deal with success? Because it's one thing that I've noticed in this talk is that you don't stay a lot in your successes because you're moving forward. Like, how do you deal with success? Do you move on quickly?
Yeah, too fast. Actually, I'm trying to be a little bit better. My brother razzes me quite a bit of like, can you fucking take a second to smell the rose? But for me, the rose doesn't smell good. The putting the seed into the soil to grow the rose. Now that manure that I plant the rose in, that smells good to me. I like the shit. Yeah,
the really good part of enjoying your day-to-day is that the process is the reward.
100%. I'd like to be a little bit better, more for the memories. Yay, we sold a company. Or like I've had some remarkable things happen that it's almost humorous now that I'm sitting here and thinking about it. Like, I've had some pretty big stuff happen where, like, I'm not sure I'm spending even a fucking minute on it. You've seen it, Dust? But I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that makes me a sicko or fucked up. Like, I'm a little detached from my success. That's like over here. It's almost like a shelf of trophies. Like, I don't know, like, it's got dust on it. Like, I don't think I shine my trophies, you know?
Yeah, I totally identify with that. Like, I'm a really big poker fan, and I approach poker like really mathematically, and you cannot feel so bad for losing a big hand if you did the right decision, and vice versa. Like, you cannot feel so good.
Well, that goes right. So good if you played it loose.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm very similar. It's why I tell everybody to die on their own sword.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I love that saying. Don't let somebody else dictate. Like, don't make a decision based on someone like you
on
with
your own
you.
terms. Yeah.
That's why I like when I lose a hand in poker, and I'm not actually a very good poker player. I'm enough to be dangerous. Just like dwelling is just not something I think is a great trait.
Yeah.
Dwelling is very poisonous.
Yeah, I agree. It gets you to the wrong state of mind to analyze your next decision. Like, if you're playing golf and you had a really bad hole, you need to move on. Like, that's.
And in sports, I'm like that. I'm actually not, in sports. I can get very caught up.
I saw you had a black eye like a couple of months ago.
I took an elbow in basketball. In sports, I get very on tilt. I can lose my way. I let my in business and life, emotion is really under control. In sports, it's out of control.
But you need to have a vessel for your emotion. So you choose sports, right?
I think the New York Jets is my great vessel. All that disappointment, all that negativity, they actually play. You can. I don't know if you know this. You see where the lights are very far away?
Oh, yeah.
That's where the New York Jets play.
That's a stadium.
That's a stadium. That place drives me fucking crazy. That place, I'm overly emotional, but you've got it very much figured out. I think people like me, seems like you, others, they have some sort of vessel for that. And mine, thank God, is sports. It's not politics. It's not family members. It's something that's silly. I think it's structured super right. I think giving a fuck about something that much that actually means nothing is wildly healthy, especially when it doesn't affect anybody else.
It's kind of poetic that you could see here the Jet Stadium. It's like your polar star.
It's literally a very big part of me. It's the Jets are there. My other favorite team is the Knicks, which is my office there. And then if we go over there, the Statue of Liberty is there, and that represents a lot to me. I'm very pro America. I'm not naive that America has shortcomings, but so does everybody.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Like what? Mexico, Russia, China, Sweden, France. Like you can't be a country and not have many shortcomings, let alone a couple. But I love this office because I get to see a lot of the things that matter to me.
Yeah, and if you have love for yourself, you need to have love for the environment that created you. Like, that's an essential part of.
Well, that goes into like, you know, I think another thing that I'm spending a lot of time in late nights, in showers and airplanes and moments of silence. I wish people had better relationships with their parents.
Yeah.
I wish people gave their parents more grace. I said something at VCon once that said the line was, I just want you to all know, if you're upset with your parents, like, fuck your grandparents. And the point was, there's so many people that are mad at their mom. They know their grandma.
Yeah.
They know what their grandma did to their mom, but they like their grandma because their grandma didn't do that to them.
Sure.
But they're mad at their mom. But the grandma created the mom. Like, I don't think we do not leave enough grace for our parents' mistakes. I think in general, humans do not have the right relationship with their judgment of their parents.
I totally agree. And you come eventually to an age that you are the age of when your parents had you. Like, I'm the age of when my parents had me as a baby. And you start to humanize your parents, and that's 100%. A big part of life, understanding and humanizing them. And
it makes sense, right? Because when you idolize your parents, as so many of us do when you're 2, 4, 6, 7, you go through this transition when you're like, wait a minute, my parent is a human?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, my parent really made these mistakes? Wait a minute, my parent made this terrible mistake? And you take them off this pedestal that you put them on and fucks it all up. But to your point, then you come back around. Yeah, I just have incredible grace for my parents. And I think that's a big part of my happiness.
Are you nostalgic about your past? Because I'm having the same reflection about my parents in the recent years, and I appreciate them right now. But that comes also with a nostalgia of my childhood. I think I do. I think I have it. I'm very fond of my childhood. Yeah. So yeah, I think I have a good nostalgia towards my sister's overly nostalgic. Yeah, yeah.
She really is very romantic about her childhood. I think that could go too far. And I would say subjectively, I think my sister sometimes goes too far with that. I definitely am nostalgic about my childhood. Yeah, I like it.
What are you interested in right now?
A lot. I mean, I'm always interested in maximizing joy and impact in my life. So, as you also know, I don't talk a lot about my personal life. A lot of my interest right now is where my children are in their life cycle. It's a big, big, big part of my oxygen right now. I'm very, on something that I'm willing to talk more about, I'm incredibly interested. I could feel myself smiling. Let me not use interested. I am getting more confident that I'm going to turn VFriends into a Pokemon-like, Marvel-like brand. That has me very happy. It's going to take me another 20 years, but I smell it. So that's exciting. Has me interested. Live social shopping has me infatuated. The QVC-ification of social media. Food.
Food, yeah, I love food.
In a couple different ways. My fiance is an incredibly educated expert in clean living. So not just food, but chemicals. Like my deodorant that I use right now has no chemicals in it. The first 2 weeks I used it, I was scared to be around people because it didn't fucking work. And just watching my body adjust to it has been fascinating to me.
So your body adjusts to the deodorant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And deodorant's pretty interesting because it's really going in you.
Yeah.
So, Mona has definitely been a huge impact on my curiosity and interest on cleaner eating, cleaner living. I think people are going to, I'm excited for gut health, intuition, the gut.
Yeah.
As an overall thing, the gut, both in gut health. A lot of people around the world take medicine that they don't have to if they understood the gut, because the gut is so important. And then what we talked about earlier, back to creative.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I'm infatuated and genuinely interested in gut, intuition, and gut health.